Good evening and welcome to the Inforunners. I'm Algared and I'm joined by Execute. And in voice we have Sandman. Say hi, Sandman.
Hello, greetings.
And Sandman came to us with a request. Help me fix my fleet. Sandman had a game package and a Polaris, and he said, should I melt this package and buy this one?
I got to correct
And
you.
our
He had
suggestion,
he had an Idris and a package.
what
You
did I
said
say?
you said Polaris, but close.
Oh,
He does want a
sorry.
Polaris, so that's good.
He does want a Polaris, but he does have an Idris and a game package. And he said, should I melt the game package and buy this bigger game package? It was a 2948 Explorer pack he had, and he was going up to the bigger one. And I said, no, look, you're better off getting two of this Explorer pack if you've got it, because it will give you more growth options. And to get to your ships, you'll then need to use CCU chains. So this episode is looking at the value of game packages and also how to use CCUs in your game packages to get the most out of them.
Yep.
It's really important to do that because melting them is a pain in the bottom, as I will tell you if you ever look at my fleet. Okay, so
We're also going to reflect a little bit on using the CCU chains that we discovered earlier on this week in Alien Week. So this will probably show a few people maybe in a bit more detail because we've had a few people hit us up on that as well.
So Sandman has a Idris and a 2948 Explorer pack, which is there on the screen. He has one in melt, which he's going to be unmelting. And so he's going to have 11 ships in his fleet. And the ships that he wants to have in his fleet are these ones.
Yep, hang on. I was about to read them out, and then I just realised I've actually got the thing that here I preferred earlier. Right, there we go. That's much better.
So there's the fleet that Sandman wants, and the question is, how does he get there? So, do you want to quickly tell us why you want why you want some of these particular fleets or ships, Sandman, and then we'll actually talk about how we get there.
Sure. I guess you could say I'm primarily combat focused, but if just doing purely combat, you need kind of a support fleet, or you need something to supplement it. So I kind of went with those economical ships to help with it. Yep. And I think I'm going to be into medical gameplay. I really like that, and I want a bit of dropship gameplay as well.
And you've kind of got two types of medical. You've got ship medical and personnel medical, so I can see that as well.
Yes.
And, we recommended things like the Reclaimer because that goes very well with the Crucible and things like that. So yeah.
Well, we actually also recommended the Crucible as well to complement the combat ships.
But we had to sell him on that. We had to sell him on the Endeavour. But then, like as it went on, you could just see that as we showed him, look at this ship, look what it can do, and he just went down the rabbit hole.
Be careful of the rabbit hole. Be careful.
So yeah, these are all kind of ships that we've tailored towards him based off what he said in combat. We asked him lots of questions. Like when we asked about dropships, his first thought was the Valkyrie, and then we kind of said, well, he was actually saying the Valkyrie and the Prowler, and then we kind of said, well, you better to go the Prowler and the Hercules because the Valkyrie's kind of like in between those two, so you're better off to spread it out a bit. Advantages of cargo and stuff like that. So we've kind of gone through these ships before, I think. So I think we're probably almost better just to explain the CCU chain again, Algared, unless you've got anything you want to add.
So, well, the key thing for people to remember is, apart from the Idris, these 10 ships, the other 10 ships are all the 10 ships that are in 2 packets of the 2948 exploration pack. And so every one of these ships almost has to be CCU'd apart from
I'll just go back to this. So that's the so the only thing that's not there is the Idris, and that's how you get to 10 ships. As Agri was saying, you've got a Carrack there, but you've got what else can you turn the Carrack into? So and the second Carrack is obviously going to become the Polaris, and we've helped him source a CCU for that, which you can't get anymore. But we've been able to do that through some of the people we know, so we've been able to help him out. And then all the others, it's just shuffling them to fit. So obviously things like the Terrapin is around the same price as a Star Runner, for example. So you can't get the CCUs below that, but you can utilize the ones above that. So you can use the Actually, I don't think you can use any of them, can you, with the Terrapin? I think that's what we worked out. So
Mm.
there might be other CCU chains that come down, CCU Warbond CCUs that come out that can help reduce that in the future. So again, you always keep your CCU chains separated until that ship is released and you know you can actually use it.
Yep.
Yep.
So how do we get to some of those other ships? That was it. That's probably the big question, and also the one that Sandman was also eager to find out. How can I get there? So
Yeah. So basically, he's going to do most of this with cash anyway. And I don't actually have the image, but I would have liked to bring that up. But you start with your G12. You have to buy a subscription, so you're able to buy this month's Cutlass Red. You can also do it without the Cutlass Red if you wish, but then obviously, if you're buying multiples of these, like Sandman would be, it's only the first one that would take the hit, and the first one is actually still cheaper at $5. But then obviously, if you're buying, say he's buying up to, I think it was 7 or 6 Cutlass Reds that he had to buy.
yeah, I think it was 6 or 7.
That
we were
obviously
looking at.
becomes a much cheaper option to go with. And then you go, obviously the Cutlass Blue is still available, so you jump to that at Warbond, you get a reduction there as well. You jump to the Defender that's now available for Alien Week. And the Bandit Merchantman is still there as well until the 15th. So as of recording of this, you've probably got 48 hours left to do this. So if, this video will be going out pretty much straight after we record it. So if you see this, it's something that you can still jump on. And as you can see, as we hinted in the Alien Week video, you can turn this into almost any ship above, which is utterly fantastic. And we also mentioned that these are the cheapest prices we've seen since 2014.
That's right.
And Algared and I have even talked in the background. It's like, God, this is annoying, because for us, we have some CCUs that we didn't get that cheap, and it actually still, sadly, though, works out more expensive for us to melt them and buy them back just based on the amount of credits we would lose. So it's a really good opportunity for new people. Probably the best I've seen in a really long time.
My standalone, when I had standalone merchantmen, I didn't have standalone merchantmen at $250. They were all $350. So at $275, the ability to get it at $275 is the cheapest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Anyway, so we've gone through both steps. So the Prowler would be, again, one of those ships that really needed a big CCU chain.
Yep.
The Starfarer was just I think we were looking at about almost
$5 from a Terrapin.
From $5 from a Terrapin.
That's very doable.
And I'd probably do the same thing with the Apollo, because I think the Apollo is what's the Apollo, 275 or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So again, that's one that you could probably take from the Terrapin. But then as soon as you look at all the other ships, they are all clearly above the Bandit Merchantman. So you got your C2, your Crucible, your Reclaimer. As we mentioned before, you got your Polaris, and the Bandit Merchantman. You just use the Bandit Merchantman upgrade. Now the tricky one is the Endeavour, because the Endeavour is the same price as the Bandit Merchantman. So sadly, he had to take a hit on that one as well, and he doesn't quite get the discount of the Defender to Merchantman upgrade. So he kind of, I think it's a $20-$30 discount there, but yeah, he misses out on that.
You drop going to the Merchantman and just go straight to the Endeavour. And so that's where you lose it.
And you'll obviously have to wait till that's on sale again for him to do so, but you can plan in advance. And one of the things with this plan, like as we stated, he currently doesn't have that second UE Explorer pack, but he has it in buyback. And next month or whenever the tokens come in, he's stated. You tell us what you're going to do, Sandman, rather than me explaining.
Yeah, I was gonna once the token comes in, I was gonna buy it back and then kind of just wait for the sales to come and pick up the CCUs that would bring up the ship value, so then I could apply it when I need to, and just go with the chain to the ship that I want.
Yep.
And the other thing you can do, because you've got that in buyback, is you don't even have to buy it back in a month's time. You could apply those CCUs to these ships to increase their value, and then only buy that game pack back into the fold when you actually need to update more ships. And so you can actually hold off that payment until later on.
That is true.
So I guess what we're trying to show here is you can stagger your cash flow. And it's not this thing where you have to just leap in really hugely. I think for him at the moment, the biggest thing is buying those CCUs to try and save money long run. But even then, you can actually stagger the CCUs. So to give you an example, you don't have to go directly from a defender to a merchantman. You could maybe get an everyday available ready ship. So you could go Andromeda merchantman. And then down the road, when you've got more cash, you can buy an upgrade from a merchantman to an Andromeda, and that kind of saves you. I don't know what the cash is in there. I think it's like $40-50. But if you're doing that over, in this case, it's 6 ships. That's going to save quite a chunk of change, and that'll allow you to again stagger your cash flow, and just as you need it. Okay, I now need to spend $50 here to connect the dots, so to speak, and that just allows you to save over time. And it is hard to do. And one of the things we really stressed with Sandman was putting this all into an Excel spreadsheet, so you don't make mistakes. And that's a really important thing to do. And have it laid out what ship you want to become what. And the advantage of the chains allows him to change his mind. If he so wishes, he can melt and be flexible.
And that point that Execute just made there is really important when you're using packages. If you're using a standalone ship and you make an error with your CCU, it's just a process of melting that pack. Yeah, you might lose the CCU availability, but you can undo the major mistakes. When you're using a pack, if he make a mistake on the last ship and stuff up the CCU chain and really botch it, and you want to undo it, you've got to restart the whole thing again. And in some cases, that means you're losing CCUs that you can't get anymore. Polaris CCUs. So it really is important to make sure you've got that down pat and worked out what the ships want to become and the stages you want to go through them, and then only CCU to them when you're sure. Yep, I'm doing that one now. Yep, I'm doing that one now, and till you reach your mark.
Yep, I agree.
Cool. All right. I think we'll make this one kind of short and sweet. I think we've kind of explained everything in as much detail as we can. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to Algared and myself or any of the Inforunners, and we'll be more than happy to help. I've helped, I think, at least 6 people over this weekend just going through these almost this exact process, because it is a little confusing, and a lot of things I heard here are things like the website's so hard to navigate. I can't find it. Where do I go to find this subscription? Where do I go to find that CCU now I have that subscription? Just it's not a simple process, and they have not made it that way. And I also like going back to the packs Algared was saying, it literally can be like a flip of a coin who you get at Concierge. Some people will be really friendly, some people are just horrible, and I don't understand why.
And I find it hard sometimes because
Likewise.
it's as if they don't understand the money value that people have spent on the game, and it's just, you're only looking at a $30 CCU or a $50 ship but they don't understand. They don't get that. Yes, but it's stuck in a $600 pack, or it's stuck in a $1,000 pack, or I've spent it, and it really is. It's almost as if there's a disconnect there, and it's partly because it's such a big game, and
I would love to sit down with some of the people at the higher ups at Concierge and just air some grievances, because customer service is one of those very tricky industries. You've got to be a real people person to work in that type of industry, and some people are just not tailored for it, unfortunately. All right, we'll leave it there. Sandman, you happy with everything, how it turned out in the end?
Absolutely, I'm really happy.
Cool, excellent. All right, so again, hit us up on Discord, anyone, if you need any help. He's been I'll flick back to this screen. Professional as usual. Wrong one. He's been Algared. I've been Execute. We'll catch next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content. Hit us up on Discord, and if you really like what we do, consider hitting us up on Patreon. Catch you guys in the next one.
On that note, take care. God bless.